Okay. All right, it's recording. Yay, go team. So I'm really excited for this call about being bold because I went out to dinner with my upline, Allie. And I hate saying upline. She's my friend, okay? So that's how I always want you to think of your upline, which for every single one of you on this call is me. So yay. But I want you to think of me as your friend. Allie is my friend, and she said something to me on Monday night, and she was like, it's time to get so bold. I'm like, that's crazy, because that's what we're talking about on our tribe meeting. And how many of you, actually, I don't think any of you, except for Devin, had the Rachel Hollis. Devin, were you able to get it? Did you have it in your email? You did. Okay, so you found it in spam, went to spam. Okay. So, and Rachel was talking a lot about being bold as well. So a lot of this, Devin, is going to be my version kind of what Rachel was talking about, and we'll just kind of dive into it. So when, I think a lot of times in this business, we tend to make ourselves smaller, and we tend to want to apologize for the fact that we're putting ourselves out there, that we're going to talk about the workouts that make us happy and feel empowered, and the nutrition that we're either struggling with or we're crushing, like Christy right now, right? Who's just totally crushing 2B Mindset. I haven't even looked at anything 2B Mindset, and I'm not afraid to say it. Neither has Allie. So I am not alone. She's like, I haven't even looked at it. I'm like, I haven't either. But I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, we make ourselves smaller within wanting to talk about the things that we are excited about. And if you have something to say, I want this to be interactive and not just me talking. Like, if you want to raise your hand and we'll talk about it, because that's what we do. But a lot of times we just make ourselves small because we want to apologize. Like, well, I'm sorry if this offends, or I'm sorry, not sorry for what I'm about to say. And the minute, and I used to do this all the time, I'm sorry, not sorry for what I'm about to say. The minute you say I'm sorry, you've already apologized. You're already saying you're sorry. Even though you're saying sorry, not sorry, you've said it, you've put it out there. Like, you're giving yourself an out for somebody to say no to you. Have we all done this? Because I know I have a lot, okay? But so we have to stop doing that. If you want to move your business forward, if you want to really go for this, you've got to stand in your power. And I've seen a lot of where you are right now. Amanda had an amazing post today. I saw it. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. If you guys haven't seen it, go and see it. It was the most vulnerable I've ever seen her. I was like, standing in your power. Actually, right then you were crunching into your power. But it was absolutely awesome, and I was such in awe. If I wasn't already a coach and I was right where Amanda is right now, I would have been like, tell me more about what you're doing. Same thing with Liz. Liz also had this amazing post, and she was like, you know what? I'm going to fail you. If you join me, I'm going to fail you, because all of us are going to fail all the time. We're going to fail on the daily. We're going to fail like on the every single thing that you're going to do, you're going to fail. And let's just put it out there. And so I'm going to ask you guys, if you don't mind, because I didn't even tell them I was doing this. I'm going to put you on the spot. But what kind of response did you feel from that? And then how did you feel after you put those 2 individual posts out there? I'm going to start with Amanda.
I was a little nervous.
Just a little?
Just a little. Because I've never put myself out there like that. Like, I've always done the standing, seeing the stomach that way, but not the crunching.
So what made you, because I would love for other people to hear, what made you take that step?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
I did it for me. I did it so I needed to get past the perfect facade where everybody thinks that you got, and let them know that everyone's got something they don't like about themselves. You just got to find it, and you got to push past that. That is one of my things. I've housed 3 kids. I've had 3 C-sections. that is always going to be my struggle, and I'm tired of hiding it. It's there. It's me, and I love it.
So
That's
how
who I
did you
am.
feel after you hit post? How did you feel?
Relieved. Like there was a weight lifted off of me. I don't have to hide it anymore.
So it was almost like you had pressure that you were putting on yourself prior to that to make it seem like you had it all together.
Yes.
And so once you put it out there, then you go, okay, I actually just moved a little mountain out of the way because now I can really show people what I really am.
Right. Right.
Do you know how huge that is?
It was huge for me.
Like, it's ginormous, and I'm so incredibly proud of you. And that is what I'm talking about with being bold. That is straight up being your bold, authentic self. And did you get any response from that? Anybody commenting or messaging you?
I had one girl that I worked with at the school comment, but I've got a lot of likes and loves on it, but not a whole lot of feedback yet. So
what I would suggest is you go through and you message everybody that liked it.
Right.
Okay, which I'm sure you're probably already going to do. And
right.
Just a very simple thank you so much for liking that. It was uncomfortable for me to put it out there, but I do feel not just uncomfortable, but then you say, I feel relieved, right? Like
right.
What positive effect posting that had on you, and then that's going to open up the dialogue with people.
Perfect.
For sure. So I would definitely recommend.
I'm going to.
Okay. So Liz, after your post about basically saying, if you join me, I'm going to fail you. I was like, what? Where is this going? I'm going to hang in there with her. But tell me how you felt after you hit post on that, and what kind of feedback did you get?
Oh my gosh, it was like crazy because I woke up and I had all this like negative self-talk come into my mind. And so I sat down and I was on Miracle Morning and I started writing everything out. And I was just like, I don't know if you saw, like I just kept getting more and more excited as I was writing it. And then I was like, I gotta put this out there because it's so true. It's like, we are gonna fail people every single day because we fail ourselves every day. But the point is that we continue to do the things that we know we need to do. And so I was like, I need them to know that I'm not perfect.
Because and how did you feel after you hit post?
Empowered, because that's like something, you know, that like we've been talking about, you and I, like finding my voice and not holding back and being bold and not being ashamed of my story, because what the hell? I shouldn't be ashamed of it. I should be owning it. And I don't know why I get ashamed of it. And so, but I do. And I don't like, it's something that I'm working through, baby steps. So like, I just felt empowered and I'm excited. And I am going live with my entire Beachbody story tomorrow.
You are?
I am.
Are you going to kind of prep people for when you're doing it? Like, are you going to lead up to it?
I have it on my Instagram stories now already.
Okay. Yeah, and that's when you're doing something big like that and being super bold and going live, like with what Liz is about to do, what you need to do is prep.
Mm-hmm.
That. It can't just be like, oh, I'm just live and go, oh, well, nobody saw it, but they weren't tuning in. So think of it like, wow, you guys are young, but back in the day, we had these things called TV guides, and I would always like thumb through like the TV guides to know what's coming. You kind of have to be like a TV guide for that and know, like, you have to let people know this is what's coming and this is I'm going to go live at 8. And Christy's really good at that. And she was really good when she first started as a coach. Always let people know when she was going live. And I know that sounds weird. And I know we go, oh, nobody really cares, but they do. They do.
Right.
We don't be bold in that and just assume that like people want to see us.
Yeah.
They do. They want to hear your story. And so when I'm talking about going bold or being bold, it's not that you're shoving Beachbody in people's faces. That's not what I'm saying. Like, don't go and do everything corporate. you know, like find the lift forward with Joel on it and that all the time. Like, no, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. And so one of the things that Rachel talked about on the webinar that Devin and I have access to, and she has been has everybody read Girl Wash Your Face or have heard about it? Yeah, yes, and okay, and have heard about it. So I love it. I love it. But Rachel has a background in marketing, online marketing. Okay, so like she's really, really good at this. And one of the things that I love that she said was, she's like, I don't want to see the coffee. Okay, if you're like, your brand is coffee, she's like, I don't want to see the coffee. I want to see the woman who is like, you know, she finally got her outfit on for the day, like her outfit of the day. She finally got that on and has a smile on, and she's feeling energy because of the coffee. What you're doing is you're showing the lifestyle. You're showing what this does for you. So it's not necessarily the workout, okay? It's not the shake, guys. It's not that. It's what does it do for you? Does having Energize in the morning get Elena going, even though the workout didn't happen right away, but she's able to go, okay, well, now I'm really awake for Alex, you know? And she's like, no. Yeah, where I can pick up all the toys, because Elena has every single toy made for a baby is in her house, okay? Right? And it's first kid syndrome. The second kid gets nothing. They get no toys whatsoever. But what does that do for her? Like the Energize, what does that do? Like I had my mom Go Juice, and this is what I did. Nobody cares about the stupid vacuum on the commercial. They want to see the clean house, right? And so that's what people want to see. They want to see the lifestyle behind it. And so that's why I really loved Amanda and Liz's post today, because it went so in line with this. So I actually want to open this up, and I want our tribe meetings to be very interactive, because we are fortunate enough to have intimate meetings. That sounds weird. Where it's not like 5 pages of coaches. You want that? Go to Team Together Fit. You want that? Go there. But I like this smaller so that we can ask questions. So does anybody have questions, or you feel stuck when it comes to being bold, that you just either, okay, go.
Okay, so for me, I feel like it's very contradictory, because I feel like I need to always like show this perfect, like that I am able to get my workout in and take care of the baby and keep the house and do everything while Josh is gone. Like I feel very like I have to show that I can do it all. And like, so my pictures, like you know, it's all about the angles and things like that. Like even on like my postpartum journey, like it's supposed to be like a perfect postpartum journey, if that makes any sense. And then at the same time, I feel like I can't reach out to people to invite them, because I feel like they think that I'm up here. Does that make any sense?
So Liz.
It totally makes sense, Elena, but let me tell you, the more that I shared my shitstorm of life the last 6 months of Brian and I living apart and at work, because work sucked, the more interaction and feedback I got. And the more people responded to me, because they're like, you're so real, you're so raw, you don't hold anything back. That's why I follow you. That's why my Instagram grew so much, is because I don't hide anything. What you see is what you get. And yeah, I have pretty posts. I do make my pictures pretty. I like playing with filters and stuff, but I mean, they still see both sides, because I'll show, I think for every filtered one, I'll show like a real one, you know? And so I think that you don't have to be perfect. It's fun to have that like out there, but we're not perfect. We're human.
Here's what I say. Here's my take. I think that pretty pictures are awesome. I have a ring light right here because I like pretty pictures. I married a photographer. Okay. So I like visuals and I like how things look. I think that putting your best stuff forward is very important. I truly do feel that way. But within the text that you're writing, that's where you can get vulnerable. For instance, I want to give you guys like tangible stuff so that you can learn from this and apply it. So for instance, Elena has a pretty big fish tank in her house and was in charge of the fish. And
I killed the fish.
She killed a fish. And I saw that as a great opportunity for the real post.
What, that I killed a fish?
But it wasn't killing the fish. It wasn't about killing the fish. The killing the fish could have led to the fact that your husband is gone and you're trying to keep so many plates up in the air. And it's hard. And it is hard.
Well, could you just come and like write my posts for me? Like, I'll live my life and then you write my posts.
Can't do it.
Because that's much better than my little, well, I killed a fish. R.I.P. Mandarin.
Right, but see, like where, like that, like going, okay, there's that, like that moment, and it might have taken you a couple days to get there to write that, to go, okay, well, yeah, this is actually something, because you're going to connect that with another woman whose husband's gone. Doesn't have to necessarily be military. It could be like maybe he works for the power company and is away on something, you know, it could be whatever of that, or, you know, Liz being away from her husband. It's that connection of, gosh, you know, this actually sucks. And now a dang fish died.
So I don't know if you remember, Susanna, my post like 4 months ago where we had gotten off one of our calls and you had given me a hashtag and you said you should post trucker wife.
Yep.
And I did a post of my empty living room. It looked perfect. Rare occasion with a 12-year-old daughter. But I mean, I got so many other like trucker wives that reached out to me because of that post.
Yeah. And it's getting bold means going beyond that surface. Like the fish dying, although I don't want to call the fish dying surface, but beyond that.
I mean, I didn't love the fish.
Okay, then. Okay. So
that's my husband's tank. I mean, it's pretty. I enjoy looking at it. It's a pain in the ass.
Right. It wasn't
so it's the one in our bedroom because we have two.
Okay. I need to see a picture of these tanks.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll just bring
Send
the
me a
computer out
picture.
in a sec.
So let's start thinking about being bold, or as Jamie Humphrey, we can't call her Gonzalez anymore. As Jamie Humphrey says, take the coat off. So but it's not every post. Every post isn't, because this is another thing. Like if everything you're doing on social media is this long, drawn out, like, oh my God, not everything in your life is that articulated, right? Let's be real. Not everything, but once in a while it is. And so therefore, I would be strategic about when you're bold. Like if you're bold all the time, it starts to get a little much, at least for me. You know, I want some funny in there, or I want to just make the picture speak for itself. Like I already know what my social media is going to look like on the day I say goodbye to Sam at college. I already know. And it's going to be no long post. You want to know why? Because this whole summer is going to lead up to that. And I actually don't have to say anything. Right? So be smart about it. Share what this is doing for you. I saw Jill be so incredibly bold on our Super Sunday. So bold. Like Jill, you probably have 6 months worth of posting from what you said. I would actually go back, listen to that recording of you and of yourself and watch yourself back and go, wow, I got really bold, because there were moments in there that you could take that and expand on that. When you said, okay, because we're going to go there. when you said, you know, I wouldn't show full body shots of myself and I wouldn't do that. Wow. Like you could actually take a selfie and write about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one thing. That's being bold. That's being bold. Go ahead.
Our Super Sunday video on YouTube has 55 views in 3 days, which is huge because that's either A, coaches going back and rewatching it, us rewatching it, or the people that were on the event that didn't show up are watching it. So like, I'm hoping that there is a residual effect to that.
There will be, because it's going to live on YouTube forever.
I mean, I hope so.
But it's a great opportunity for us to share. And speaking of which, so Allie was like, tell me all about this virtual Super Sunday you guys did. And so she wants to do one. The problem that she has is that she lives in Orlando. So she's got to get somebody else to host it that doesn't live there, because you can't host a virtual Super Saturday in the same town where there's a live one. So there's always one in Orlando. So she's like, I can't. I would have to find somebody that lives out in the boonies that wouldn't like, and then they would host it. And blah blah blah. But she loved that idea of so she's taking TRN's lead, Elena's lead, and going with it, and especially that Super Saturday after Summit, and making that a virtual one. So.
Awesome.
Onto something there. But Jill, I would definitely go back, watch yourself on the things that you said, because there were so many valid points when you talked about anxiety. And I know that you've done this before, like anxiety, and how does being a part of a community of women, I know that Devin was extremely touched when you talked about that, you know, so like, there's that connection right there. That's the community, and somebody that deals with anxiety wants to know that somebody else knows what that feels like. Right? So, or especially if with social anxiety, because that's something like, whoa, like I want to feel connected to that, but from my own house. You know what I mean? Like I want to know what that feels like, and I'm glad that you do, but from here. I don't want to actually go meet you for coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a connection. That is being bold. So let's talk about the programs. Let's talk about what is coming out. We have Lift 4 that's coming out on Monday. That is just such a huge opportunity. We talk about wheelhouses. We talk about 2B Mindset with Christy. Look how Christy's getting so bold with 2B Mindset. The girl's about ready to have a 6-pack. I don't even know what's happening over there. Like it's crazy, but that's her wheelhouse and she loves it, and she's being bold about it. If you are like me and know that Lift 4 is going to be your wheelhouse, it's going to be mine. I'm going to be so bold about sharing the fact that I, for once in my life of doing fitness, and I have been in fitness for over 10 years, will finally not be doing a Beachbody program for more than 4 days. I can't even tell you how freeing that is for me. It's so freaking exciting. And to see results within the 2 weeks of doing before Lift 4 the way that I have is amazing. So I'm going to be unapologetically bold with sharing that. Every single day I'm going to share something about Lift 4. And I'm not sorry. Why would I be sorry about my business? Honestly, why would you be sorry about your business? Because then if you say I'm sorry, you're asking for forgiveness.
You're just already putting it out there. Like you're already allowing them to turn you down before
you've turned yourself
you
down.
Even read it. Yeah. Like you're already putting the negative out there.
And I'm done.
And I do that, but
you do.
I do that.
You do, because we go, well, I'm just going to get in front of everybody that thinks that I'm in something weird, right? I'm going to get in front of everybody that thinks I'm not doing the right thing. Well, guess what? Amazon is one of the biggest retailers in the world, probably the biggest retailer in the world, and they don't own a single store. Uber, one of the largest transportation companies in the world, doesn't own a single car. You don't own a single product. You have no inventory. What you are showing people is what is possible by your lifestyle. Be bold about your lifestyle. That is what we have to share. The lifestyle. The fact that Liz is like doing what she's doing, she's sharing that and being bold about it. That's her lifestyle. Be bold about it. Don't be afraid to share it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Yeah, is Jill throwing things?
Yes.
You're throwing things? I heard that analogy about like network marketing is the way everybody's going to start selling stuff now. Look at Instagram stories. That's where people are going to find products. They're going to stories. They will check stories before they will look at a TV program. I actually will put up a story and like instantly I go, are these people getting notifications that I put a story up? Because like instantly, like they're on stories instantly. Mm-hmm. That is where you can share like the goofy stuff and all of that. Like Devin telling me about the tea bag from the eye, you know, it's silly, but it's interaction. And that's where you can share, like Elena, you were saying, like that real, you want to be real stories. But I truly think if you're going to go Instagram, especially Instagram, the images have got to be good. They can't be shitty.
Instagram is where I need to be because that's where all of my Air Force like wives and the deployment people, like all of that and all the people that I'm adding to my thing is Instagram. So that's what I need to figure out better.
Emily tells me all the time, Mom, Facebook is for old people, so you need to be on Instagram or Snapchat.
Instagram.
I
mean, really.
We were just discussing this, that over like, I don't know, the 4th, saying Facebook is going to be the new MySpace. It's going to be MySpace because MySpace was big. Then Facebook came out. And then you've got Instagram, which is still, it's owned by Zuckerberg.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to be on Instagram because Facebook's just too much drama and everybody posting like too much stuff.
Yeah, the hatred on Facebook is ridiculous. People don't want that.
And while, like, listen to me, while Instagram is free.
Yeah.
While it's free. Utilize it, but don't abuse it. If you're posting more than 3 times on Instagram, you will get ghosted and you will get blocked and people will unfollow you. It's considered rude to post more than 3 times on Instagram. So be bold, but not that bold. That's just annoying. You know, like you can post 1 time a day. I like to go 1, maybe 2 if I have a lot going on, but I like to stick with 1 time a day and then my stories. Stories. If you have a business account, then you can start looking into insights in your stories. That is something great as well. But like Linda says, it's a mind screw. So make sure that you have a thick skin because she could see like who skims through her stories and she was hurt. Her feelings got hurt. She's like, well, that's not nice. It's fine.
I can't believe it doesn't bother me because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I just don't care.
Right. Just don't care. The stories, like Allie has, like I don't even watch Allie's stories because she has too many. And I'm like, why am I going to watch her stories? She's not somebody that I'm looking to join me. You know what I mean? So like, I don't. If I want to know what's going on in her life, I just simply and find out what's going on. So be bold on Instagram, but not too bold, not too annoying. Make sure your visuals are visually. Case in point, my social experiment at Summit. Do you guys all know what I'm talking about?
Yes, with your pregnancy.
My food baby. Okay? The comments were hysterical because they thought I was pregnant. And I clearly say food baby, okay? But that goes to show you people are looking at the pictures before they're reading the text.
If they even read the text.
That was fun.
So make sure your picture is eye-catching enough. It was a picture that I knew. I did that on purpose. You want to know why? It's like what Amanda did. I knew that I had cut that Slay Sister shirt back when I was rocking the ass. And I got to Summit, and life had happened before, and it wasn't working. And I'm like, crap, we had all decided we were going to wear the shirt, and this is not working. So I'm just going to play it up and kind of make fun of myself and poke the belly out and be like, it's a food baby. Well, you know what? Something very freeing about that, put it out there. Put it out there, because now I don't have to explain it, right? Except now everybody thought I was pregnant. to the extreme where Doug is parking at work, and one of the detectives comes up to him and says, I hear congratulations is in order. And he thought he was talking about something at work, and hence the confused faces are happening. And Doug goes, oh, you're talking about Susanna's Facebook post. No, she's not. No, she's not pregnant. That goes to show you what a picture can do. Though I do say, like when Elena was talking about that, like with pictures, like you want to be pretty and do the things, but you want to show the real. There has to be a little bit of a balance with it. But I do feel like to be intentional about good imagery, especially on Instagram, because Instagram is a visual format, that the pictures truly must be good. If that means you have to invest in some good lighting. What did you just bring me? Take that out of here. Get it out. I don't care. I don't.
Hi, Doug.
No, that's Jill. That's my dog.
Jill.
Oh. She's like, it's hard to eat with my braces. That's fine. So how are we going to be bold? Let's just not just talk about it. Let's just actually do it. I would love for everybody to actually plan out some bold postings for the next week. When you're going to do it, what you're going to talk about, what time you're going to do it, what social media platform you're going to do it. And then
I want to post about why I work out at home. And I need to be more articulate in that because I don't write lengthy posts. And then I talk myself out of it because I was like, people don't read it anyway. So then I talk myself out of the lengthy posts. But I want to explain like that I work out at home because of him. And it's the only way that I can like take care of myself and still be there for him. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh, it makes total sense. But I think you need to go a little bit deeper than that. I don't know if it's just about the workout.
Don't laugh. You're
I
encouraging
don't
her
get
bad
paid for
behavior.
therapy, but
You can just tell me what it is she's thinking.
well, because here's what I think. I think it's more or less the fact that you know that your husband's not here and you want to be everything to him right now. And in order to do that, you don't want to leave him. You almost feel a sense of guilt if you were to leave him to take care of yourself. If you tap into that, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because it's your feelings. So
I just don't know if it's guilt. Like I just don't ever want to leave him. Like I really enjoy him. He's a really cool baby.
I didn't say that.
Like I don't have a whole lot of mom guilt. Like.
Well, then talk about the fact that other moms have to make that choice and you're happy that you don't have to sacrifice that.
Talk about how you don't have to take him to the gym with you. Like you have to spend all this kind of money for him to go sit at the gym while you're worried about him playing with other people in the playroom.
Like I don't
you're
want him to go
working
to the
out,
gym
not
because I
getting
don't want him
any
to get
workout.
sick.
Well, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Say
put
that.
that out
Well,
there.
Other people are dealing with medical costs from putting
that's
their
exactly how I would start it. See how we
Yeah.
just did that? I would actually start with the fact that I can't believe, and knock on wood, like you could start it with something.
Oh, because he's never been sick.
Never been sick, knock on wood. I know I'm shooting myself in the foot here, but here's why I think why.
Oh,
Hi,
Hi, baby girl.
Libby.
Hi.
What a ham. Starting with that, because people go like, Oh, her kid's never been stuck. Blah. But then going into like, he's not at the gym. He's not in a daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys have, so it's not just about just the workouts. Like that's how you would lead it with about working out at home. And then also the fact that you've made a decision not to do daycare with him. Like how amazing is that?
Yeah.
And that he hasn't been sick. And I mean, all of the
knock on wood, he's pushing 9 months.
You and I worked out in the gym, and there were people that would only come to my morning classes because the childcare was better, and they wouldn't come to night classes because the childcare wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So even though I would be bummed because like maybe Ashley didn't come to a night class, but she would come to a morning class. She came to the morning class because the childcare was great.
Yeah.
And you don't have to even mess with that.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I miss Turbo. Don't get me wrong. But
for an Instagram post to do like a super cute like baby, like all the smiles and all the things, and then go into that and hashtag with all your Air Force. Why?
I have really good new mommy hashtags that I get a lot of people when I use them, but I don't.
But that's bold for you
because I'm scared.
No, you don't have time to be scared. My friend Jess Brown said this to me. She goes, I don't have time to wait around for this business to do it for me. I don't have time. And I'm telling all of you, I don't have time. You don't have time.
I'm going to say one little thing.
Go,
really
Devin. Go.
Sorry to Elena. Because, I mean, I haven't known you very long and I haven't been on a lot of calls. So I'm going to be bold right now, and I'm going to say that I think you're the only one standing in your way, because I feel
know
like
that
new moms got gold when it comes to post, because everybody came from a mom, so there's tons of stuff and tons of ways to relate to everybody, but especially so the older moms are going to remember what you're going through now because they've been there. The new moms are right there in the trenches with you. And the ones that are in the middle are reminiscing and scared of what's to come. So you've got angles and you got to play them. And sometimes what I do, sorry, my cat is tapping at me. I go to other moms who are Beachbody coaches, and then I just draw inspiration from them. And I know like you can kind of go down the rabbit hole by comparison and like comparing yourself. But I'm telling you, like the stupidest thing my kid does, and I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. She's the smartest kid in the world. Thank God I was home to see that, because if I was working, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I was leaving her home, my babysitter would be lying to me saying that she didn't say her first words with her. Like, think of every cliche you can come up with and put a spin on it. And maybe you're not super emotional all the time, but like you could have joked about the fish. Well, I didn't like the fish anyways, and if he was here, then it would have been his problem. But here we are, the fish are dead. You know, you can make it funny too.
Right.
Like, that's my take on it.
That's where I'm not. I can, and it's that has always been Elena's issue, is that I am the only person in my own way. Like I could tell all of you what you're incredible at. But then when it comes to me, I'm like, that doesn't really apply to me. That's always been my
Guys,
thing.
this has been a long road. She's exactly right.
Yeah. Like I'm a really good cheerleader for everybody else. You know.
But Devin just hit the nail on the head for you.
But we're ready to be your cheerleader. So it's now time for you to expand and blossom and do you. Because yes, it's nice to have cheerleaders, but it's also nice to see the new ones, the new coaches, when they post stuff. It's awesome to see that they're breaking out of their shell. Now you've got Elena here that's been a coach for how many years?
Gosh, like 6,
and
7?
you still haven't broke out of your shell. You just got to find you just got to break out.
I know. And
that's
just being
I have the same issue. I mean, I want so much more from this business, but I'm the only one standing in my own way. Like I've said I want this, but
stop it.
Deep down I back out. I say, okay, it's getting hard. I'm not getting no responses. The no's are getting to me, and I'm not getting anywhere. It's hard for me to sit there and push past that. Like, I feel like I'm alone in this. And so I don't post. And then people are like, well, why aren't you posting? Or why aren't you working out? Because I'm getting inside my own head. I'm saying you're failing and you got to stop. You've hit that wall. But I know in reality, if I tell myself that, then I'm also showing that to everybody else that I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting more from them.
Correct.
So if I want people to trust me and join me, I want them to see the hard. I want them to see the tears. I want them to see the rolls. I want them to say, you know, you can love yourself. You can love the skin you're in. Doesn't matter how many rolls, how much you've lost, you're homeless for 2.5 weeks. You're moving to another state and your oldest son is moving out. I want people to see how hard that is for me. Because it is.
It is, sister. It's really hard.
I mean, 2.5 weeks. We were going to have to go to Indianapolis, 3.5 hours away from Bill. The kids weren't going to see him. I wasn't going to get to see him. My dogs weren't going to get to see him. I called my mom crying. My grandma, God bless her soul. We're like this.
Amanda.
She called me today and she goes, you're coming. You can come stay with me in a 900 square foot house, 4 kids, 3 adults, and 3 dogs. We're all going to make it work.
Let me tell you, I'm not getting Emily back until the end of the month. It will be 6 weeks.
It's hard.
And it's killing me. I had a total meltdown because she got her hair cut. Without me.
She looks beautiful, by the way, and I can
She
imagine.
does. She was like, Mom, are you mad at me? Do you hate it? And I said, no, I don't hate it. I'm sad because I wasn't there.
Right.
And my mom said the same thing. Are you mad? And I was like, no, but I wish I could have been there. That's a big deal to go from here to here, from here to here as a 12-year-old. And so, I mean, I'm with you. And it kills me that she doesn't have to. I mean, yeah, she has to because there's no way that she could live with us in this apartment right now.
Right.
We really would kill each other, but I feel you. I'm with you 100%. It's
And I would actually urge you to be very bold in sharing that, Amanda.
Yeah. If
I would
doing my video.
For not to like move your business forward, not for any of that, but like when you start talking that and like letting that out, imagine like you just feel like, oh, okay, I'm not holding on to it. There's actually something physical that happens that just goes.
Well, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm holding so much in because I feel like I have to be strong for my kids. I don't want Paul to see me upset because he's moving. I don't want him to know that I'm hurting because he's leaving me, which I don't feel that what he's doing is wrong because that's what I want for him. I want him to go and be with his dad in a smaller environment to help him with school because he struggles so much with school.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel his dad can give him more than I can at this point. But I feel like I bottle things up so much that that's why I'm failing as in my business because I don't talk about the vulnerable stuff.
You could go there if you want to, if you want.
I need to.
Because just like Liz is going through that, imagine somebody who you don't even really know or you went to school with or whatever that goes, oh my gosh, either I did that and know what she's going through or I can relate to that. Like, that's the real stuff. When we say, oh, well, I had a busy day. I took the kid to the dentist. Like, okay. Like, all right. But was there something like what Devin said about the fish? Like, you could make it funny, and like something like this was crazy that happened at the dentist or whatever. But when we get past the mundane and we start getting into like the real stuff, and you could get really bold with that because you are just writing another chapter of your story. You're just writing another chapter in that book. This is a season. And we have got to make sure that we honor the seasons that we're in instead of always looking forward or looking back. Be okay with the season that you're in and be bold with sharing the season that you're in. Case in point, Devin was very bold about sharing the season she was in. Very bold. And I was so incredibly proud of you because you needed to do that for you. It was good. It was good. So how are we feeling? Are we feeling like we're ready to start maybe stepping a bit more boldly into our truths, into what it is that we want, what it is that we are doing? I strongly, strongly urge you guys to just start taking off that coat. Plan out your social media. Decide when you're going to get bold, how often you're going to do it, what days of the week. I would go on the team page, share a takeaway. I used to do this back in the day, and I'm going to go back there. Or like, share a takeaway. Make everybody have FOMO that wasn't on this call. So they can go, yes, I'm going to get bold too. But let's do it intentionally. Let's do it with purpose, not just for the fact of like, and being white noise out there. And know that, yes, if you're posting on Instagram, your picture quality matters. It truly, truly, truly matters. And invest in a ring light if you are so inclined, because I'm a big fan. And natural light. Find the natural light. Find the natural light.
That's the best thing about my apartment, because I have the best natural light now.
Oh my God. You should have. Okay, so side note, and I'll stop the recording. But